Hey, good afternoon, church family. It is Wednesday, and around the big house here, Wednesday means midweek. And midweek it's a place for the family of families to find authentic community. We call that ecclesia. We sometimes use the word koinonia. And koinonia just simply means partnership, where we partner together in fellowship. We're two fellows in the same ship, going the same direction, and our midweek we've really designed it as kind of a hump day, as to spiritually and emotionally refresh and recharge and share in community together around the Word. It's designed for the spiritual health and the fitness of those who desire to be conformed to His image and nourished in His body. And midweek has always been an important part of church life here at Crossroads, but I believe as we make this transition into two services starting this Sunday, September 15th, we begin a 9 o'clock service and an 11 o'clock service. There will not be a 10:30 service this Sunday. And as we make that transition into two services, part of the body will be attending one service, part of the body will be attending another. You may not see people that you're used to seeing. You may not get to fellowship with some of the people that you're used to fellowshipping with. We've just reached a point we don't all fit in the building together at one time in a way that provides for the way we do ministry. Our bathrooms are overcrowded. Our worship center is overcrowded. A couple of our classrooms are overcrowded, and you can just see it all over. Our parking lot has very few parking spaces left. So, all that to say, we are going to two services this Sunday, and that makes midweek all the more important for the entire church body. I would say there's a good 100 people that come on Sunday mornings that's their only engagement with our church body and church family. Many of them aren't even members of the church body. They just attend here. And so when we're all gathered together, that's their only engagement. But for those of us that are part of the church family, those of us that are covenanting together in partnership, those of us that have true koinonia, true partnership together as a body, we need that, and we need that time when we can come together. And so midweek is designed for the church family, whether you're a regular attender or you're a covenant partner. It's a time for the church family to come together and be under one roof, in one place, in fellowship, breaking bread, and just enjoying one another together. It's where relationships that are formed on Sunday go deeper and take on deeper meaning. And it's really the venue through which we are able to do some of the more intimate things that we do as a church. It's where we get the body engaged in missional activity, in engaging in the lives of our missionaries, and engaged in a time of prayer. And it's also one of the paths that we use to equip the ecclesia in Crossroads University, where we have tracks that are divided into 6 bands that are offered: essential theology, practical theology, biblical history, church history, Christian living, and other electives. And so tonight we are right in between those 2 sets of 6-week courses. So we just finished 6 weeks on lessons from the gym, spiritual fitness, and the spiritual life of the individual compared to lessons that were learned from the gym. And then we also just finished a track on foundations, the core foundations of who we are as a church, both doctrinally and practically. And so this week is what we call a buffer week or an ecclesia week that we put in between two sets of tracks. Next week, we begin another set of 6 weeks tracks that I'm going to tell you about here in a minute. But tonight, I'm excited about tonight because several of our middle school and high school students are going to be reporting tonight on the updates, the happenings that are going on in the lives and ministries of some of our missionaries around the world. Of course, Stevie Martin is here with us, and she'll be reporting tonight for herself. But I'm excited just to hear the perspective of some of our young students, and as they interviewed and talked to our missionaries and share with you what they learned and what they gleaned about what's going on in those missionaries' families and in their ministries. So I hope you can be here tonight at 6:30 for midweek. We also have Kids Worship Makers that goes on every Wednesday night, where right now they have just begun working on Christmas songs, and they've had auditions for solos and duets and actors and things, all for this year's Christmas program that will be on the first, I believe it's December 1st, the first Sunday night of December. And so it's not too late. If you have kids that you would like to get involved in that, you can bring them and get them signed up for Kids Worship Makers that meets every Wednesday night. So tonight, we're going to be talking about and praying over our missionaries. We'll all gather, all the adults, 6th grade or 12-year-olds on up to up through adulthood. We'll be meeting together. We'll have some snacks. We'll have some coffee, some water. Bring your own beverage if you'd like. Bring your own snacks if you'd like. But we'll all be in the underground meeting together. And one of the things we'll be talking about is our missionary families and just getting an update on what's going on in their lives. And then we'll also be just going over some final details, making sure everybody's up to speed on 2 services and answer any last minute questions people have as we go into our first Sunday of 2 services this week. And then, yeah, it's just going to be a great time of fellowship tonight. I wanted to take just a minute and plug the 2 tracks that are going to be going on beginning next Wednesday night at midweek that begins at 6:30. And so next week, we're going to begin, Bill Olinger, great Bible teacher, is going to be doing a series, a 6-week series on the attributes of God. And so that'll be a great time. And Bill really does. He does an excellent job. He's very well prepared. He communicates well, and just it'll be a great time. If you're wondering about some of those attributes, or maybe you don't even know what the attributes of God are, what does that mean? The attributes of God. We'll provide a link for you to check that out so you can get more information, but we'd love for you to come and be a part of that. The other track that I'm really super excited about, this may be the only time that we ever offer this track, and so I'm going to push it really hard. But we're offering a track called Cinders University, or Cinders U. And this 6-week course is actually going to be taught by a woman from All Nations. Her name is Peggy. And Peggy is going to walk us through what it looks like to be the sending church of missionaries. How do we send well? How do we support our missionaries that we're sending out? How do we support them well? Now, for a church like Crossroads, a church of our size, we are blessed to call ourselves the sending church for 3 missionaries. We've sent out Brittany and Elijah Van Hookey. We've sent out Stevie Martin, and we are preparing to send out Josh and Alyssa Hume and their kids. And that's a great privilege, but it's a great responsibility. So how do we send them well? How do we support them well? Not just financially, but how do we support them, and not just with our prayers? How do we stay connected to them? How do we support them? How do we provide them emotional support when they're home and when they're on the field? How do we provide them physical support? What are some things that we can do to be engaged in their lives when they're not here with us physically? So I'm super excited. Again, as I feel like this is one area that we as a church have always struggled in. We've been consistent in financial support, but we've not always been emotionally, physically, spiritually supportive. And it's not because we don't want to. I think sometimes it's we lack the ability to know how. And so I'm super excited about this track called Cinders University. And then the other track, The Attributes of God. Both of those will be offered starting next Wednesday night, September 18th, I believe. And so we're going to put a link under this video to give you the opportunity to get signed up for that. But please be here tonight, hear from our young people about our missionaries and fellowship with us. But if you can't be here tonight, please sign up and participate as a church body with us next Wednesday night, September 18th. God bless you all. I love you. Have a great evening.